What's up, everybody? It's Dominic369 for Occultism Unleashed, and we are looking at the United States natal chart. As you can see, Venus has moved back direct in the 8th house of debt and death. Venus is making a transitory square, moving direct into a square with Jupiter, which is in the 4th house, and this is going to bring some unexpected and unfortunate news to the market. This is what you can expect. The most interesting thing, tomorrow, Mercury goes direct. Tonight, you got a new moon in Virgo. Virgo is intercepted in the United States' 9th house of publishing, information, and higher learning. The sun will be moving in conjunction to Neptune in this same house. As Mercury moves back into direct motion, it's going to make a square to Uranus in the 6th house. 6th house rules the military and police, fire departments, unions. Look for some very powerful shakeups to come. Big three strike. They have created a strike, a hybrid strike system, and usually instead of them striking against one particular auto company, they are going to strike against all three if one of them doesn't comply. So I told you guys it was some serious plays getting laid down by the unions this year, and you're about to see the auto workers union step the game up on a hybrid level of financial warfare against Ford, General Motor, and Chrysler. It's this shit like last time they went on strike. They went on strike for 40 days, and it only cost them $4 billion. This hybrid strike is said to going to cost them $500 million a day. So 6 days, they will do the damage that they did in 30 days of the last strike. So it's going to be a very, very incredible phenomena. And Venus is in direct motion, and Venus rules, the United States 6th house and 5th house. But we're focused on the military and the unions right now. I expect you to see some active military action with Mercury going direct and Mercury ruling the 7th house of allies and making a square to Uranus as well. Get ready. Get fucking ready. The world war is going to be on. You guys seen on my Instagram, which is now private, and I'm really not adding nobody. It's over 20 people waiting already. It's going to get more and more, and I'm not adding nobody. The door to the ark is closed. Simple as that. If you're not a customer, you can't come on my Instagram. You ain't been rocking with me, you can't come on my Instagram. Figure it out. Figure it out or book a reading. Again, this new moon conjunct Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. Pisces is intercepted in the United States 3rd house. The 3rd house rules communication, the mindset of the people. We all know, because Pisces is intercepted and we've been living here for a while, that the United States deals in massive deception and deluding the people through things ruled by Pisces, which are music and television. Film. They play on your fear and fantasy. They weaponize it against you to psychologically dominate you and use spiritual warfare against the masses. That's what Pisces intercept in the 3rd house reveals about the United States and how they deal with their citizens. Anytime it's a sign intercepted in a house, that says they're doing some secret things. And these secret things have to do with the psychology, subconscious, and using spiritual techniques in publishing, because the ruler of this intercepted Pisces is over here in the 9th house, the house of publishing, the higher education house. This means they use spiritual warfare against you from your TV shows all the way up to your college indoctrination and beyond. The United States is an occult empire, and you don't even realize it because you don't want to realize it. You don't want to accept it. And I'm not talking about no weird ass devil worship week shit. That's just an overlay for the underlay, a deflection, just like the Illuminati and all this shit. Yeah, there's pedophiles. Yeah, there's so-called devil worshippers. But to even acknowledge the existence of Satan, you have to subject yourself to the reality of the Abrahamic mythos, meaning that Satan is going to lose in the end. So you're fighting a battle in vain. It's deflection. You know, David Icke, he's one of the people who's paid by the, you know, these agencies, including the British and the United States government, to give you all these conspiracies and shit like that because it feeds you fear. It deflects the focus from you. You know, it deflects your attention, and you can't move properly without proper attention. Interesting enough, Mars is getting ready to conjoin with Saturn in the 10th house of the United States natal chart. Now, Mars rules the lower class and the bottom of the barrel. Now, it also rules the political party that is not in power. Get ready over the next week. Over the next week, 3 to 5 days, you are going to see a relentless clash between the Democrats and Republicans. You are going to see investigations, impeachment hearings, indictments. It's about to go down this week, man. And it's going to go down in public. And I would not be surprised if it boils over in the streets over the next 3 months. Things are about to get very interesting in the United States. Very interesting. Mercury is retrograde for a couple more days, man. For a couple more days. And once it goes direct and moves out of that square with Uranus, it's going to come into a sextile with the sun, which is in the 7th house, and that's going to bring a little bit of good news, but it ain't going to change the reality of the state of affairs. You know, Mars is also, when it conjoins Saturn in the United States 10th house, it's gonna be following up a square to the sun. Bad publicity and bad action overseas. Look for upsets. Look for upsets when it comes to war. Look for some bad news. Look for some deflection from allies and allies deflecting from the United States. It's about to get hot on the European continent, and I really, really, truly believe that the United States doesn't want no part of that. And today, as we look at the chart, you see the sun, which is conjoining Neptune, is making a square to Mars. To Mars. Mars is a ruler of the 4th house. You are going to see dissension amongst political parties and amongst public opinion in regards to helping so-called allies overseas. You are going to see a retreat from that behavior, and you are going to see the United States turn its back on some of its allies and backtrack on some of the assistance that they promised Ukraine. You are going to see this. This is a reality of the situation. This is the reality. Pluto continues its retrograde in the 2nd house, opposing the vertex and part of fortune. This is going to put some stress on the United States when it comes to debt and paying off its loans and defaulting on its loans. You have a $5.5 trillion credit wall coming, man. And if people can't renew and refinance their loans at a lower rate, a lot of business and real estate ventures are going to collapse. And you know what that's going to do to the United States economy and market, right? Crush it like a jelly bean. It's going to crush it like a jelly bean, man. Now, Jupiter, the United States chart ruler, because Jupiter rules Sagittarius, which the United States had on the first house, Jupiter is retrograding into the fifth house in the sign of Taurus. It's not making any real hard aspects to the natal planets, so that's a pretty good thing, man. That's a pretty good thing. But definitely this Mars conjunct Saturn, because Saturn is the ruler of the United States' second house of money. I'm very inclined to bet that there's going to be a government shutdown. Very inclined to bet that there's going to be a government shutdown. And again, Mars is gonna bust some heads to the United States chart, because following this conjunction to Saturn, this square to the Sun, it's gonna make a square to Mercury, and Mercury rules the seventh house of war. Rules the seventh house of war, rules allies. So we gonna move Mars, use to move Mars up to about 23 degrees. See when we can get a firm date for that aspect. So October 3rd, Mars will make that square to the United States Mercury, and that's when it's gonna get hot. That's when it get hot and warm. First week in October. As you can see, you know, Mercury is making its way through the ninth house, so war and things like that will be all in the media and things like that, and it'll be some things, facts concealed, because you see Mercury moving through Virgo intercept. That means the United States conceals facts when it comes to publishing information and higher knowledge, not just in college indoctrination, but in news, media, publications, school books, and things like that. They withhold information and important details and facts that are governed by Virgo. So you'll see that pattern through the media again. And as Mercury moves into Libra and into the 10th house of the United States, all this stuff is gonna come to the light. It's gonna come to the light. They won't be able to hide it no more. I'm pretty sure that before October 3rd, about late September, maybe 27, something like that, you'll get wind of where we're actively participating in the war. It won't be a proxy war where the United States is feeding people bombs to fight on their behalf. It'll be a live war. Some interesting things. Interesting things. Venus is gonna oppose the moon. Venus is gonna oppose the moon early October as well. Venus rules the sixth house. This is the health of the nation. Get ready for, COVID shit to be all over the news and multiple variants, and a lot of people get sick, man. Uh, the fact of the matter is, whether it was created, whether it was manifested, the shit gets people sick and it can kill people, and it's designed to fuck you up. Do what you feel is best for you. But when whatever happens, happens. It is what it is. Like I said, do what you feel is best for you. I would recommend you take precautions though. I would highly recommend it. And, get your food rations together and shit like that. Again, Venus rules United States sixth house. The sixth house rules farms, agriculture, It is going to oppose the moon. The moon rules debt. Stock up on your food supply. It's going to be a lot of shortages. Man. Make sure you're ready. And things are going to be complicated. Shortages, higher prices, because the things that happen internationally affect local markets. We import a lot of food in the United States. Even apples and things like that are imported from other countries. And when things jump off on a world stage, and if you're paying attention, you'll see that it's not just going on in Russia and Ukraine or China and Taiwan. It's going on all across Africa. You have, civil unrest all across Europe on a regular. So this is going to be a multi-continental war. World War I and World War II happened on the European continent primarily. This is going to be a multi-continental war, including North America. Some British missiles were used to attack mainland Russia. And, the head of the Russian military said any weapons used against Russia outside of the conflict zone in Ukraine will be taken as a direct military attack on Russia. So you can bet your bet that there are going to be some things happening on the world stage, according to regular and irregular rules of war. I said it before, I said it again. The stars are in Putin's favor. Putin has Leo on his midheaven, and he has Pluto conjunct his midheaven. And this eclipse on October 21st, as you can see, is going to be at 22 degrees Libra, the Mayotte eclipse, and it is going to make a trine to his Pluto and to his first house. And you are going to see a dramatic shift in the world and in the power structure of the world. You're going to see a dramatic shift.